Hey everybody, we are going to be talking about writing workshop, and there is a lot to cover in this presentation, so I am going to do this in a couple of segments. Before we begin, I want you to take a look at this slide and look at that. We're going to call this a couple of different things. You can call this an anchor chart, you can call this a mentor text, or you could call it a graphic organizer. But whatever you choose to call it, they all mean the same thing. Graphic organizer, mentor text, anchor chart. I prefer anchor chart. This brings you back to a specific piece of information. The one on this slide is about why writers write, and you can see that this teacher used illustrations to show that writers write to express thoughts, to communicate, to tell about important events, to persuade an audience, to teach, to persuade somebody about something they might want, to ask questions, to share feelings, share experiences, and to write about something they love. As we get started, I must always bring you back to the importance of standards. And I know sometimes you hear people groan when you say the Common Core state standards. But let me tell you, change your thinking about what the Common Core state standards are and their purpose. The Common Core state standards are just a framework. They are not a curriculum. They are not an assessment. They are just a framework. And if we think about the Common Core state standards in relation to Writer's Workshop, I like to think about them as the building code, if you're to put this metaphorically. I loved this statement by Wiggins and McTee. The standards are like the building code. Architects and builders must attend to them, but they are not the purpose of their design. A house to be built or renovated is designed to meet the needs of a client in a functional and pleasing manner while also meeting the building code along the way. We also need to know, as students and as teachers, the writing process. Hopefully in College 110, in English 101, and in English 102, you had the chance to practice the 5 stages in writing. Well, I am telling you today that we have got to be teaching kids those 5 stages of writing early. I did this with preschoolers, and I did this really effectively with kindergartners. Stage 1 is pre-writing, which unfortunately I didn't learn how to do effectively until grad school. Sad day. But pre-writing is thinking about the purpose of why you are writing. You think about who is your audience, what is your purpose for writing, what genre are you writing, what's your style, and you just gather ideas. And this could look like a brain dump on a piece of paper. That's what I do when I pre-write. I just get all my thoughts down on a piece of paper. Not a rough draft, not an outline, just why am I writing? What's my style going to be? Stage 2 is drafting, which is where, as a college student, this is where I always got hung up. I always started here, and this is why I didn't pre-write, and I get stuck on drafting because I didn't think about my genre, I didn't think about my purpose, and I didn't take the time to gather ideas. But stage 2 is drafting. So this is where you start a rough draft and you start an outline. When I start an outline, I just do bullets. I just put my main ideas down in bullet form, and then I begin to expand those into my rough draft. Stage 3 is revising. This is where you proofread. I would encourage older kids to proofread with a peer. This is where you correct your spelling, make any changes, and even conference with the teacher. I did this with kindergartners, you guys. I conferenced with every kid every day. And it works as long as you've got a good routine and system. And then stage 4, I call the hell stage. As a doctoral student, I am perpetually stuck in stage 4. Someday I will emerge from stage 4. But editing is super important. This is when you proofread the edited draft, you make corrections and additional changes as needed before you move on to stage 5, which is publishing. And in publishing, this is where you make the final copy of your document and you share it with the group. We will come back to this as we go, but it's important to know the 5 stages of writing and to teach them to children. We also need to think about the types of writing. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we have the types of writing, and the right-hand side of your screen gives a brief description of what those are. So descriptive writing paints a vivid picture for the reader. Expository writing presents information. Journals and letters are personal styles of writing. I think journaling is like a lost art, honestly. I still journal, but I don't think I have any peers that do. Journaling is a great way to express thoughts, ideas, and feelings, and to reflect on what's happening in your life. And I happen to journal for several different reasons. I have a at-home journal, and I have a journal that I keep for my teaching practices that I reflect on as I'm teaching throughout a quarter. And I think it's important to teach that skill to kids as well. And then narrative writing allows for accounts of experiences, and then persuasive writing helps share points of view or opinions, and then poetry is an artistic style of writing which allows students to have an emotional response to an experience. Here are the Common Core State standards with a Writer's Workshop connection. So standards 1 through 3 are really all about narrative, opinion, and informational writing, which when we get down all the way to conducting research and projects in standard 7, so standards 1 through 3 and standards 7 go hand in hand. But narrative, opinion, and informational writing are best taught in units of study. And I was just thinking about my own kids, and yeah, they're a little older. I've got 3 that are in the 4th grade, but they just did projects on states. So one did Alaska, one did Alabama, one did Oregon, and they had to present information about each state, and they did it in narrative and informational writing. And they studied those states through a unit of study on how to collect information on states. And then standard 4 is on clear, developed, and organized writing. That's when you teach your mini lessons. And in just a bit, I'm going to go over what a mini lesson is and its purpose. Standard 5 is planning and revising and editing, which you teach throughout the writing process. Standard 6 is on the use of technology to produce and publish, and that happens during the writing process when you get to the publishing stage. Standard 7 is on conducting short research projects, which again is done best in a unit of study, which I think this is where you can really merge and integrate disciplines. So science is a great time to practice your writing skills. And then standard 8 is on recalling and gathering information from print and taking notes, which again can happen as you're working on a unit of study. Standard 9 is on drawing evidence, again happens during a unit of study. And then standard 10, write routinely over extended time, which you can do throughout your writer's workshop and daily. And if you're implementing daily journal writing, there's standard 10. So this is going to be the last slide in this segment, Writer's Workshop Basics, the philosophy of writing workshop. So writing workshop is not a curriculum. It is not a program. It is a philosophy. And if you are studying the Daily 5, this is very similar. Writer's Workshop follows the same process. Maybe even Writer's Workshop is a part of your Daily 5. But it encourages independence in writing. It gives writers a high degree of choice within a framework and genre. In Writer's Workshop, you have regular and consistent structure. It helps children build stamina and volume in writing. In your teaching practice, you're going to hear a lot about how you support children to build stamina in their reading and in their writing. And the only way that you accomplish that is by requiring and expecting writing to happen every single day. Children should see you writing, and you should be teaching writing explicitly. And it focuses on the process of writing, not just the product. While I did state that the product is important and celebrating a published product is important, it's the process that has the most meaning. Those stages in the writing process you should be emphasizing. And you can use literature to teach the craft of writing. You can explore poets and poetry, other narrative and expository writing. Some kids are super excited by informational text, and so just by reading and sharing and practicing writing informational text, that will be exciting to some kids. Where some kids are going to be more excited and engaged in the artistic side of writing poetry and short stories. So we're going to pause here, and when we come back, we're going to pick up and talk about mini lessons and the teaching of writing. Grab some popcorn.